Hey everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. All right, how's everybody doing? It's Wednesday, our favorite day. Lots happening in the market today. So we had a beautiful weekly close and we're starting to get a little bit of a pullback. But today we are butting up against our resistance. If we can break that, man, this is gonna fly. So just checking, looks like, I think we're live. No comments, but I'm pretty sure we're live. So cool. Just one quick reminder that we are on my cryptoinfluencers.com is my home base. This is my free channel right here. And then this is the pro channel in case you're curious how I'm making trades and how I'm navigating things in real time. So yeah, let's get over to Bitcoin. Look at this chart. So in the past few days, we've seen this kind of rounding off happening. And the most logical outcome should be that we pull back to the 20, to the 200, even to the tops of this at 24,800. So there's a lot of reason why. Cool, Mike. Thanks for saying hello. Awesome. We should pull back a little bit. And timing wise, these most recently, there's always a pattern to these things. It's taken us 20 days to kind of go through our rounding off period, and then we had kind of a move down. We're not there on our, as far as time goes. Let's see how long it took us to drop here. 16. So we might be there. This is kind of short though. If we counted just till yesterday, that's only 11. So these tops are getting a little shorter, which might mean that we may be getting toppy, which is okay. But this move here, we did technically have a lower high and a lower low. This could be a breakout. If we are returning back to the top of our candle bodies, we could move out. So this is looking pretty strong. This is a pretty significant move. Our highest candle body close this year is 28,295. We're currently trading at 28,281, so we're right in the vicinity. We still have 5 hours to go before we can really dig in and analyze this and really say one way or another what's happening. But this is this is definitely progress. We've already covered weekly yesterday, but this is really phenomenal. On the weekly, there's really no resistance until we hit the 100-week moving average. And then monthly, we're closing the month in 2 days. So this candle looks absolutely phenomenal. This monthly candle just kind of says there's really no reason why next month we wouldn't hit the 33,000. So we've got some very close targets. Things are looking pretty good. So with those kind of things in the way, let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. We've already talked about the monthly. It is unbelievable. This is so bullish. Perfect support off the 50, and now we're above our resistance lines here. This is a breakout. So we are currently on the breakout monthly, and our resistance lines are at 2351. Weekly looks just as good. Exited the yellow zone. We've got a lot of blue sky above us. Yeah, really good. So on the daily, we're doing kind of the same thing. Ethereum, I would argue, is even in better shape because we've had a really good consolidation under this line, and this line is essentially our resistance from here. This resistance would have started right here on the top of this candle body, and this would have played out all the way up until we had this candle body close that pushed it up. So that's why this line is here. But we've hit this as resistance how many times? Like we hit it in February, beginning of February, a couple of close ones, and then we hit it 6 days in a row, and then pulled back, had a very clean rejection on March 14th and 15th. And then when we finally broke it, we have found it as support every time. Most recently, the last 2 days, we've had 2 candle bodies or candle wicks finding it as support. And we got really close to our 20. You can see how close we are. It's close enough that we would consider this a support off of the 20. And now we're here. If we can get a close at or above 1813, so if we had an 1814 close today or tomorrow or whatever, this would be absolutely primed to go because we've done a great consolidation. It is slightly sloping down, which is exactly what you want. You want it to slightly slope against the direction you want to move. That just shows that bulls are strong and bears are weak. And then we have one more impulse and we start breaking things. This is absolutely so close. I'm just waiting for the day we'll just wake up and it'll be at 2000 or more because it's going to go straight there. That is our that's our first level of resistance. And if we blow through that, we could easily hit the 100, 2400. So these targets are very, very likely. So everything is looking pretty good. What we haven't done is looked at our total market cap for a while. So our total market cap is in the green zone. Once we exit this period of reds and yellows and we start getting into the green zone, it's usually green and yellow for a while. Like this is definitely our first move. Yeah, but we'll be watching. We'll be watching closely. The 50 is right here, so it's pretty far below our resistance. But here, this chart's very clean because we have a beautiful resistance right here. And then we did one candle to struggle with it. And then we came back and just in the past 2 days, we have flipped from resistance to support. The total market cap is ready to go. Like this is absolutely ready to go. What's weird is we have a death cross on the weekly that is pretty much going to happen. Yeah, I don't see how this is going to miss. So we're going to have a death cross on the weekly. And, but this is the thing about death crosses. Death crosses are resistance. So usually you'll pull up into a death cross. If you're already above the death cross, then there's no resistance here. There's no resistance on the 50. There's no resistance on the 200. You're already above both of those levels. So this is going to be a nothing burger. If anyone's like, oh, we have a total crypto market cap of a death cross for the first time in history. We've never had a death cross on the total market cap ever before. It's all noise. If we were below this death cross, then I'd be nervous. But the death crosses provide resistance, not support. And we've blown through both of them. So, wow, I've got stuff falling off like crazy. I think Twitter just kicked me off of the live. That's okay. But yeah, so this is really awesome. Monthly on the total market cap. Oh man, this is when you are in crypto. This looks phenomenal. This is just as strong as Ethereum, Ethereum, because this was our first level of resistance right here, and our current candle is breaking it. So we are currently breaking out. It's so early in this move too. Oh man, these are just as a trader, you just live for this, right? Because how many times in years does this happen? You know, this is the beginning of a yearly move. Like on the monthly chart, when you start breaking out, you've got upside for many months. You've got some good stuff coming. Love, peace to yours as well. It's awesome to have that. So let's look at everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's just see if there's anything we can see as far as an alt season coming in. My internet must be slow. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, don't know what to say. Cool. So if you take out Bitcoin and Ethereum, the alts are struggling. They're definitely consolidating sideways. There's not much to show for a breakout on the daily. The only thing that we have done is that we've recently exited the yellow zone again. If we have a big thick band of yellow and then a smaller band and then a couple of tiny ones, that means that we're breaking up. We're leaving the yellow zone. It's just not very graceful. You kind of want to break out and just leave it forever, but we're not. Yeah, it's getting thinner and thinner. So the yellow is getting thinner, and that means that there should be a move upwards. The interesting thing on the total minus Bitcoin and Ethereum is that on the weekly, we are still finding resistance on the 50. On Bitcoin, we're above the 50 on the weekly. On Ethereum, we're above the 50 on the weekly. Total market cap, above the 50 on the weekly. But if you take out Bitcoin and Ethereum, the rest of the market is still resisting on the 50. So we probably will not see an alt season until we break through and exit the yellow zone on the weekly. So that is definitely something to be watching for. This is going to be moving down pretty quick over the next 2 months. So we may actually have a death cross on the weekly on this particular chart. It just depends on, well, no, we probably will have it. Whether it's threatening or not is going to depend upon whether we can break out or not. I do see something pretty obvious though. There is an inverse head and shoulders that is currently in play right here. So here's the bottom of that. Here's our shoulder. Yeah, look how clean this is. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, let's zoom in on this so we can see it. Here's our left shoulder. Our right shoulder is a little longer, but this is a wick. The wick gives you, there's kind of some room to fudge in the middle of a wick. So it's right in there. What's awesome though is that this left shoulder was kind of dangling out in no man's land. And the right side of the shoulder is where you want the best structure. You either want to see more support or you need to find some serious levels that are gaining momentum. In this case, we had a lower wick, but our candle bodies are higher. So we actually show stronger support from a candle body perspective on the right-hand side, which is positive. And the wick bounced off of we're on the weekly chart, so this is almost to perfection support on the 50-month moving average. Yeah, so this move to the 50-month moving average happened in the last month. Yeah, this only happened beginning of March. So we have all this support. This wick also found support on the 20 and the 200 week. So it's just like there's so much bullishness coming in here. And so now we are running up against here. If we have a candle body close above the 50, we will also break this neckline and we will have a full alt season. So this is coming. This is looking really, really nice. So if I take out all of the major coins, Jake, good afternoon. Thanks for commenting. And if I just go down to the micro caps, these are just the smallest coins. They are definitely struggling the most. There's definitely not much structure here. And we are resisting off the 200 and the 50. So these micro caps are getting killed. They're not quite there yet. That's why a lot of the coins that I'm following, a fair number of them are in the red right now. And it's because of this weakness. There are some things that are okay. You know, a few weeks ago we had this beautiful support doji here. This can flip us completely, but we still have a momentum problem. And we did pull into this death cross, which just happened on the weekly. And so we're kind of reeling from that. Bitcoin did have the same death cross earlier. It took us 5 weeks to really blow out of it. And on others, it's only been, last week was the first candle. So who knows if there's another month before this can really gain some traction. So we'll see. I still think that the rest of the market is heating up, and a lot of these alts will get dragged with it. And once they get started, then they will outpace everything. Sarah Lee, good afternoon, GOAT. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's a pretty good look at the whole kind of temperature of our market. The micro caps are the ones that are looking the weakest, and we'll see. We'll watch to see how this plays out. Bitcoin dominance has been on my mind a lot because you can really see Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, how we're kind of hitting a very important level. This, on the weekly, this is our level here, 48%. I've been watching it on the daily because the most recent 3 moves that really got vertical really fast, they had these really precipitous drops, and right now we are battling with it. So it is very, like, our very first level is this 47, pretty much 47.5%, and we are struggling with it big time. So because we're going sideways, any upward moves in Bitcoin will be matched by the rest of the market. And so that has been very interesting. It's funny how just a tiny little move, 47.2 to 47.5. So this is only a 0.3% difference. And look how Bitcoin is up almost 4%, and Ethereum's only up like 2%. So Ethereum's doing half as well as Bitcoin in such a tiny move. So the larger our market cap gets, the more money this represents. So these little moves make a big difference. So you can see how the alts have really been outpaced by Bitcoin, especially during this move here. The rest of the market has been kind of on pause. Now that we flattened off, any moves by Bitcoin should be matched. So on average, we're matching. Yesterday, Ethereum was faster than Bitcoin, and today Bitcoin's faster than Ethereum. So they're kind of neck and neck. But I really like the long-term chart of Ethereum. I think once things heat up and Bitcoin starts dropping a little bit on Bitcoin dominance, man, it's gonna be payday. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be awesome. Cool. Microcap dominance still dropping. Bitcoin and Ethereum and the majors are kind of taking everything up right now. But let's just see how. Yeah, we're trending pretty rough. We don't have a momentum shift here. We've got lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We're matching right now, so it's gonna have to take some time. So, but yeah, we'll watch that. But currently, man, it's really cool to see Bitcoin trying to attempt this high again. Breaking above this is huge. You can see this level here. I was just pointing this out to the pros this morning. This is, this one right here. This is our first resistance right here, 28,600. This is the price to beat. If we can get a candle body close above this, it will be full breakout, because this consolidation happened above that level and then we broke below. And you can tell how important this level is by how much we've interacted with it in the last 10 days. So we have had a full consolidation below this line. So consolidation above, consolidation below. When we break back up, this line will be broken and this line will turn to support. So that makes you a little more confident when you're, if you have stops or if you have liquidations or whatever you've got down in these lower levels. It gives you another level of confidence. Cool. Well, I'm just about there through this. So if you guys have questions, feel free. Jake says, can we take a peek at good old Algorand? It's on the move. Yeah, let's totally switch over. We can look at anything you guys want. I'll give you a pretty good analysis on it. Algo. Let's see, where did I put that? Here it is. Okay. So what I love to do when I start fresh on a coin is I like to zoom out. Currently, yeah, on MEXC Global, I've got kind of a limited view. This is about a little less than a year of information, but there's still plenty here. So this is the most important level that we've seen in the last year. And that is at 28.74 cents. So this is definitely the price to get to. If we can get up to here, we're going to really be moving. Then there's an intermediary level, and I know there's a level here, but probably more important than that level is this one, just because we've seen this has definitely come into play. It started back here. So what happens? This is how I do my TA. So it starts on the candle bodies right here, and then it goes over and you see where it starts interacting. This candle body, if I zoom in just a little more, this candle body, we had a slip above and a slip below, which means this is still resistance, but it moved a little bit. Normally I would move the line up to here after this move. It would be right here, because the most recent place where you're respecting support and resistance is exactly where the switching place is. So this is where I would move this for here. So then we move down, we broke above it, and then found it as support, and it's really splitting hairs, but this kind of moved the line down just a teeny bit. So it actually moved back down to the candle bodies here, and that actually put us closer to here. So this line has been in play since November of 2022, about 5 or 6 months now. Yeah, 5 months. And so here's resistance, support, support, support. And what's odd about this is that we had our touches with increasing time. This is kind of backwards. Usually you hit it and then you wait a while and then you hit it more frequently and then you break out. But yeah, after 4 touches, this thing is toast. We did not get away from it. We needed to flip to support here or anywhere. And we finally resisted on this line, which was our even more important line. And once we lost that, then things kind of fell apart. Well, guess what we're doing today? So this is less important. This was kind of a, oh hey, we've hit the same level most recently. Then we closed this here, so that looked pretty awesome. But I'll just delete that because it's less important. Today we're butting up against this line again, so this is back in play. And what we've got working for us is we have increasing levels of support underneath us. So we've got higher lows, and this is definitely a higher high because we've broken above this level here. So we are just on the verge. This is our 50. If we get a close above this 50, then we have exited the yellow zone. Exiting yellow zones are bullish. So we have got quite a perfect storm here. Big move. I'm looking at the MEXC global close, so this isn't going to match like Binance, just because this candle body closed at 9 Mountain Time. But even when you kind of look at this intraday stuff, it kind of gives you a pretty good view. But we are right there, right below the 50. If we get a close above the 50, then really there's nothing stopping us until we hit 28 again. And what kind of move is that? Let's look. This breakout, we could potentially see resistance on the 200. It was not too important in the past, so it'll depend on the climate of the market at that time, but we could blow right through this. Oh, just refreshed on me. This is a 12% move, and our resistance line is about 23%. So that's kind of what we're in for on algo. So let's take a look. Love, what's your take on XRP and Dash? All right, I guess I better go a little faster. XRP, let's see. XRP has been very, very, very hot lately. Yeah. What's cool about XRP is XRP's switching point is like in play right now. Yeah. I think our most important line started right here. This is the one that's in play. We never really touched it as support, so this might be a little too low. You would think that all the way up until this action happened. So this action, we hit resistance here, pulled back, resistance again, and then we fell off. Total head and shoulders right here. Dropped back, found support. I don't know what this was, but it was definitely resistance. And this is the first time that we've had a candle body that really showed strength above this line. So we are still breaking out. This is a big move. We get above this and our resistance will be 66 cents. And this should flip to support. So where this had been resistance all this time for months and months and months. In fact, yeah, we dropped back through this in May. This has been resistance for almost a year. And we did close above it right here. Strong pullback right here, but this could flip to support and we could be really moving on. I'm definitely long in XRP and I'm waiting patiently because there's just a lot of upside happening. We're about to have a golden cross. It hasn't happened yet, but it will happen probably in the next few days. So that's really cool. Dash, let's see what Dash is doing. I'm always moving these around, so it's hard to find them. Oh, Dash, there we go. Okay, Dash. So this particular chart, we're below the 50, so there is a certain level of resistance, but we've struggled with the 100 and most recently found it as support. This little move here is support for sure. And the most recent resistance was the weekly. So let's head over to the weekly. Yeah, so we had a weekly flip. Barely, this wick barely intersected this wick. So this is our resistance point. So Dash is definitely upside down, but after this huge drop, we had a decent move to the upside. This is probably going to have to oscillate for a while to recover from this giant move. I wouldn't expect too much to break out with this for probably a month or so. Of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum can change that really fast. The positives are, in the short term, we are finding support on the 20 and the 100. So that could be enough for us to test the 50. If we do get a close above the 50, then this is going to start to move. But yeah, it's kind of in a stagnation point. Hey, Calvin, Rambo Trades here. Can you give me your thoughts on Jasmy? Yes, Jasmy. So Jasmy is quite a mover. 0028 all the way up to 0076. So this has had a giant move. So this is a very volatile coin. We have pulled back pretty rough. We had a golden cross here, so that was our kind of our our chance to shine, but we lost our 50 and our 200 and our 100, so everything just fell apart. We had a big day yesterday, 13.88, but we are resisting off of all of our major averages. We're resisting. We've rejected off of the 100 most recently, but as long as this candle stays above the 50% point, this could potentially move. So currently I'm showing support on the 20. So if we break through and actually find support here and keep our candle body small, this could potentially have some legs to turn around. But yeah, it's pretty interesting how one candle erased how many red days? Like 2.5 weeks, two solid weeks of red in one candle. So it's just the season. I just don't want to have anything short in my portfolio. So I have a couple of these that are ugly. This is actually one that I'm upside down on. I think I expected this golden cross to do more, so I've been upside down for a while here. But yeah, I have enough confidence to think that this is a good long, so I'm hanging on to it. We'll see how it plays. Sarah Lee, could you give your analysis of the blocks chart? Well, sure. Let's take a look. So blocks, this is one that has really been painful for a long time. Look at this thing. It's just gone straight down. This is versus Ethereum, so I'm not sure if everyone's used to seeing that, but I watch it in Ethereum because it mostly trades against Ethereum. This has been a bloodbath until this day, March 3rd. Since March 3rd, we have had 23 days of absolute sideways, and we've never seen this before. Not since the beginning when things were much less emotional. You know, things were pretty tame back here. But after this, you know, most coins go through this hype cycle where they have, you know, there's ups and downs and people get excited. And then this is the painful part of some of these coins. We're actually finally finding a trading range. So Blocks has now entered its trading range this month. So we're finally going sideways. How do I know that it's in a trading range? We've crossed above the 20. It took a miracle to get above the 20 in the past. And if you take out this low, which kind of screwed up our averages, this would still be resisting off the 20 right here. So we've seen resistance on the 20 since July of last year. And finally, for the first time, it is above. So today looks like we're attempting to try the 50. If it ever breaks the 50, it's going to be, the risk reward is going to be phenomenal here. So there is upside if it can ever get there. This one's Sushi Swap. This one is Uniswap. So Sushi Swap, I think, has higher volumes. This is probably a little more trustworthy. And it is above our 20. We have a cross of the 9 and the 20. We're gonna be kind of going sideways or ranging until we interact with our 50. So that's coming up. So there you go. Michael Pressler. Hi, Calvin. Do you see isolated bull markets in crypto based on their category? For example, gaming coins, AI coins, etc. Thank you. Sometimes. It really depends. In the past, there have been, you know, if there are NFT-based coins or something, like sometimes that sector will go. But honestly, I wouldn't call it an isolated bull market because once things start moving, everything will start moving. With the Pro channel, I look at 100 coins where we go through the whole thing, and you'd be surprised how much these move in sync. So I think a lot of whales have bots set up, and if they want broad exposure, they just dump it in, and it goes all the way across. And it might be whales, and it might just be you know, all these communities are paying attention, and whenever Ethereum moves or anything else happens, prices move. One reason this can happen is that Ethereum is usually based in dollars. And sometimes a lot of these other coins, they'll trade versus Ethereum. So just by Ethereum going up in dollars, the other coins kind of naturally go up with it because they're trading versus Ethereum. And so they kind of go up and down in tandem. But you know, when things are green and the chart structure is there, everything finds buyers because people get excited. And when everything's looking ugly, everyone is scared and they all sell. It's just the way of the sheep trader. So yeah, good question though. Sometimes there are pockets that do perform higher. So that's always a crapshoot. I always keep a strong diversification, and so I can capture everything, and I don't have to worry about FOMO as much. Dougie, 2019, April 1st, Bitcoin pumped 20%, and it was the first day of the bull run. Will this repeat? Lol. Let's see. First day of the bull run in 2019, April 1st. So you're thinking that this has got an annual cyclical So I was around when this happened, and I literally told my my friends and family. It was right in this area. I was like, guys, if you have any interest in Bitcoin at all, it is time to buy. And I talked to my brothers. I was like, we are exiting the red zone, and we're finding, at the time I was looking at this level of resistance right here. Because we had resisted here, 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 and we were slowly climbing up to it. And like right in here, when we were starting to hit resistance, I was like, guys, we are heating up. You better get into Bitcoin if you have any interest at all. And I had one brother that did, and he made a lot of money. It was beautiful. But yeah, will there be one giant move to get us out? It's tough to say, because I remember this move. It was like a $50 million market buy that got us moving. And it did push us up 17%, almost 20%. Can the market put a $50 million buy and move the market that much again? Not anymore. This was when Bitcoin was 4,000, and it's tough to get Bitcoin to move because it's so expensive. It takes a ton of money. We've had a couple of 10% moves though, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, there's kind of an argument to be made that maybe this was it, like this here on March 17th. If you're zooming out and you're saying what was kind of the move that got us out, it's probably that day right here, because this was the day that we really broke above our resistance. So I would call this our April Fool's move from 2019. And there should be a lot of upside if you kind of look at it from a distance. It moved up a lot, and then we kind of slowly ranged, and then it just got hotter and hotter and hotter, and I could see that happening. Chart, percentage, all this, the target really will probably struggle between 50 and 40. If we did get overheated and had kind of a pullback, I would expect that to happen in this range. Never in the history of Bitcoin have we hit an all-time high as quickly. Like, we've never done it from the bottom. It's always taken at least a year, and it's always happened past the halving. So, I mean, we're at 28,000. Like, if we really break out and hit into the 40 and 50 range, I would kind of start getting a little bit suspicious of whether we're going to have a pullback. So it'll be interesting. So yeah, very, very interesting. Sarah Lee, you're welcome. Mike, thank you for saying great work. Calvin. How many brothers do you have? I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. Pretty big family. And then in my own kids, I have 5 sons and 1 daughter. So we're keeping the family alive there. More importantly, how long do you think this new bull market will last? The bull market lasts for 2 years. If history is any indication, if you classify the exit of the bear market. This is monthly, so this was kind of a, I don't know if I'd even call this a bear market, but it was kind of our first pullback from $18 to $3. I guess that would be, you'd probably call that a bear market. From that point to the top was 24 bars, 2 years from bottom to top. If you do the same thing in the 2015 market bottom, it's kind of arguable whether this was it. Hang on a minute. Let me get the numbers again. Low of 166, low of 162. Yeah, so technically this is our bottom. If we go from this bottom to our top, this was 28 bars. So this was still 2 years, 4 months. Last time we went, well, I mean, this is technically the bottom. We'll measure it from here. From bottom to top, 28 bars. I know this was much higher, but our pattern, our time-wise and everything else, this was essentially our top. So 28. So what does that mean? This is absolutely our technical bottom. We should have 24 to 28. We'll go 26 just to call it good. January of 2025. We will call this, is this believable, is the question. Can we believe that the market will do this for 2 years from the bottom? I can. Look how we touched the 50. We got above the 50. Took us a few months to get above the 20, and then it was we just soared. Here, we barely touched the 50. We got above the 20, pulled back and kept the 20 as support, but it maintained for quite a while. The 20 crossing up and back is kind of another thing to look at, because here's a cross down of the 9 and 20, and the cross up happened 32 months later. This cross happened here and crossed back down 33. The 20 and the 50, they will play for a long time. So this was a move up and a move back. 34. If we cross this 20 and we find the 20 as support for long enough, the 9 will cross the 20, and wherever that cross happens, this is very cyclical, and it's that 4-year cycle. It's still in play, even with kind of our weird overdone cycle from last time. There's always something different that gets kind of thrown in the mix, but overall, I can totally see this going up for 2 years. Like, it is going to be awesome. The only question is, will we get something wacko like this? Remember this COVID crash that really kind of threw things out? Nobody in their million years saw 3,880 coming back into play. And this was just a complete liquidation mess. The world blew up with the COVID crash. Could something else happen up in the future? Yeah, it could. So you want to be pretty careful. You want to make sure that when you have profits, take some off the top. And when things start pulling back a little bit, we just do the best you can. I mean, you can't get everything perfect, but we'll do the best we can as a group. I'm kind of telling you what I'm seeing, and we'll see how we do. But yeah, I would expect it to happen. Like, there's no reason why this market shouldn't behave the same. And until there's evidence to the contrary, you play it as if the things are the same. When you find, confluence where you're above the 50 and the 20, this is a bull market. We're just going to run with it. Once the 20 was back in play, now we're getting nervous. See how we're just getting nervous when the 20's back in here? Because we're about to fall on our face. It kind of happened every time. So we'll have some kind of warning, I'm expecting, and we'll watch it day to day and take the data as it comes. Sarah Lee, look forward to the next bull market. Yes, me too. I think we're in it. If this market closes in 2 days and 5 hours and we've exited the yellow zone and finding support now on the top of the 50, man, there's a lot of good stuff that can happen, and it's months and years in the making. These things roll over very slowly. As slowly as they move on the daily and the weekly, they move in the same way. You know, it seems to be 14 to 24 bar patterns. You know, you have these little cycles and it plays out just like that. It's kind of crazy. And 14 is the magic number because most indicators are run on a 14 base. So all your true ranges, your MACDs, your RSI, all of those things, they all default to about 14. So that's why you see 14 period cycles kind of fluctuating through here. So this whole move is probably, you know, this could be a 14 move once we get the other side of this, so we can kind of see what that big fat smiley face looks like. But you can kind of see these 14-day periods kind of moving in sync. So yeah, we've got a couple more days to go on there, and then we've got who knows whatever else comes. But these things, they just cycle through. They roll up and down. Good times. I think that's probably good for today. We have some awesome things coming, and it's fun to do it. This is why I started my videos up again. It's because I know that we're so close to, you know, I mean, this is the bottom of the bear market. I don't see this not being it. And so I wanted to be in here to kind of run it play by play and see if we could navigate it together, because, you know, it can be challenging to figure it out. But man, I'm full long right now. Everything I have, I'm in a long position, and I'm just waiting for things to heat up, because they will. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. If you haven't joined the free channel on cryptoinfluencers.com, definitely do it. I'm trying to grow this platform as best I can. As much as I love YouTube, I'd love to kind of, you know, make sure that if censorship comes or whatever happens, I have no idea with Biden and everyone being so negative against crypto, you know, it'd be nice to have a way of getting in touch with everybody and keeping things going. Oh yeah, one last thing. You know what I think I will do is just show you what I'm seeing on the S&P. So the S&P just entered a green zone. This just happened today. If it closes, in 30 minutes, we will be starting our first green zone for a long time. So if the bear market is over on the S&P, just wait till that and Bitcoin can combine. I've been bullish on the S&P ever since we broke this line. Once we broke this, I've been bullish on the S&P. We had a pullback. We had a one candle slip through and find support. So this is still support technically. And now our new week, we've pulled back, found support on the 50, and we're moving up. This is bullish. And so if Bitcoin is in a green zone, or excuse me, S&P is in a green zone, risk on assets should be increasing. And a lot of that will flow into Bitcoin and Ethereum and these other things. Even if the US tries to shut it down or whatever, this is a Pandora's box. Nobody can put it back in the box. And there's just a ton of upside here. The rest of the world is becoming more favorable. The US is freaking out because the dollar is losing its global reserve currency status now that we've got all these other countries buying and selling oil and other things in their own currencies. So there's going to be some economic turmoil in the future, but I don't see that stopping anything here, because S&P will probably ramp up even faster because of inflation. The more money gets thrown into the system, the more inflated stocks will be, the more inflated bonds will be. Like, the inflation will travel through the system and prices will rise all the way across the board. And so it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop with some of that turmoil. It's actually just going to increase prices of Bitcoin and other hard assets like that. digital scarce assets, in other words. Okay, that's it. Jake, signing up now. Thank you. Yeah, it'd be awesome. I'm definitely trying to grow this as much as possible. It is definitely my home base. And okay, all right, we'll catch you guys next week on our next live one. And I'll try to get out videos as I can. All right, see you guys. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.